Nick Folk for the point after. And he starts his new year off on the right foot as well, as this kick is good. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And not much happening on the return as they'll get this to about the 23. Looking to put a drive together.
Ready.
And quickly out wide, this is Watson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
I know some guys, they love to start the year off with a deep shot downfield, trying to begin things with a home run ball. That might be the more exciting option, but I think that this was the smarter play.
Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
70 Timberwolves. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Go.
Second and 4. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for a sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. A tough spot here. Third and 15.
60 Vikings, 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
He'll look to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. 7-7, our score after 1. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Cowboy 80.
They turn to Taylor on 4th. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Oh, on the defensive side, that is so deflating.
Not only is it deflating, they've got to look in each other's eyes on that side of the ball and take each other's measure. You've got them backed up, perfect situation, and what they said to you on the other side is, we don't think you can stop us. Went ahead and got it in that position. That should never happen.
17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
Now we'll take this and run. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Like it's been this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Second and 10.
Cup 19. Let's go now.
Back to throw here. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Jets are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they picked that one off.
We'll get this up to about the 44.
Well, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bombing him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He's got his target. That's complete. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. On 1st and goal. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down at the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Let's go.
A give going right to Martin. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jets have taken the lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And that makes the score 14-7. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something that was built on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Throw to the right, caught by Cockrell. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Pass the 60, pass the 60. Viking 18.
Throwing left side, and Watson has it. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go.
Off the option, here's Taylor. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Second down and 3.
65 catch, 65. Back. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
He'll look to throw. That's complete to his running back, Taylor. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Come on, come on. 19, Tiger, 19.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 15-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready? Crackle leading.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the right side, into the hands of Flowers. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive.
70 Lions. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Cup 19. Cup 19.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jonathan Taylor in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Armadillos have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Now Tucker to add the PAT. Now we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So the late touchdown ties things as they will kick this one away in the final stages of the half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the giver. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw. He's got Smith here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
First down, Dublin.
Dragon 6.
Now back to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on 3rd. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got him in. Complete. Down the left sideline. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. 77 yards. And the Armadillos have taken the lead. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes, he just takes off and goes. And I think that's what we just saw there.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. They'll give to Martin here out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
At the 32-yard line.
And a 10th carry here for Martin. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football and averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
Now Namath. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Throwing is Namath. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Martin. And he is going to have a Jets first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
Let's go now. Check over the line.
Namath. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now 3rd down and 7.
70 Lions. Let's go.
Back to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
But they've certainly not shied away from throwing the football. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
Go.
Up the middle, it's Martin. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there as that one is going to blow up in their faces. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun is Namath. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Let's go now.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback, The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside. And they're able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they use your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy sideline, right?
Sammy sideline. He knows something. He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's, look at the big man rumble. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth, all tied 4th quarter as the kick is away here. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
60 Vikings, 60, 18, right here. Mustang 19, 18, Rattler, 18, Rattler.
They'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
79.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He'll find his man. That's Tanner again. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Smith catches left side. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener, and it's a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
2 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
19, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll look to throw here. Goes right back to Smith again. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Jets' 44-yard line.
Okay, ready?
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 2.
Ready? 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Warrior, 70.
Back to throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
of the gun now on third down. And he is caught. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Viking 18. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Panther 11, Panther 11.
Back to throw now on first down. Short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
And they've just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Well, they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Oh, the option to give to Taylor here.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's third down now.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, 60 Maverick, 60.
He'll drop to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It's got to have it time. 4th and 9.
Red. 70 Lions. 19 tight. 19. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
They'll set up a throw. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. And the Jets are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
Pass complete to Taylor. And now off to the races down the right side. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here we go, 1st and goal. They'll try the middle with Martin. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. They try again with Martin. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They run it again with Martin. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the Folk for the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game.
Makes the score Jets 28, Armadillos 41.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Come on. Step back to 60. Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Just a critical breakdown defensively. Turns this into a huge play. And now you've got to get up to the ball and get moving.
Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And he'll spike it with exactly 30 seconds now left on the clock. Clock at 30 seconds. 2nd and 10.
18 Cardinal. 18 Rattler.
Back to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his helmet. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
He'll look to throw. And he'll find the open man. That's complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the 1st down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as understand where they are on the field?
Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check. 19, 60 Bison. Ready.
Back to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the 1st down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Bill, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call. He's back to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll just throw this one over on the way into security throw. Incomplete here. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
And it's caught.
The pass.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for Rio, it was a hard-fought game, and they'll exit 1-0 as they win by a touchdown. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Dubliners, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.